completely immersing yourself in imagination and dreams. Not really being too logical about this process. What brought you all together was scorpionic energy already. Death coming up. A lot of moving on, leaving something behind and embracing something new. And it's hard, of course, that's a hard energy to kind of go through. But you guys connected in the sense of not just with loss, but with, making space for new life. I think you guys were embracing a new portion of who you are, a new life to come in after, making space for that very thing to come in, right? You're making space for new things, making space for relationships. You guys were definitely, putting in the time to clear your energy. And death is a very strong energy to go through. It's like, imagine spraying yourself with bleach, right? Spraying your insides with bleach. And I hate to use it like that, but it's so simplistic, and it's not. It's so much more than that. But that's pretty much what you're doing. You're clearing the area so that way you can have something new come in. So you can create something new. So you can have the space to create something new. Now, we're going to look at the mindset first. So this indicates obviously the mindset of both parties going into this relationship, right? What do they think of this relationship? And you have the page of wands and the 5 of cups. Now, typically I read this side as you, Scorpio. But if this side doesn't resonate, feel free to go onto this side and have this be you if you want. But this is how I typically read it for my clients when they book a reading on my Instant Go page. Now, the mindset for this individual here is that this is definitely starting a new beginning, new passions, new venture, all of these things. And it may be small, nothing really serious, but they're going in a new direction. They're taking a step in a different area, right? They're not going to be doing they're not looking necessarily at the old, if that makes sense. I think that they are definitely excited, definitely thrilled. They see this as a new adventure all around. I think this person's definitely ready to start jumping into this. Now, with the other person here, you have the 5 of cups. So they're looking at what was lost, perhaps, in their past relationships. I think they are very much aware that this relationship is new, or the connection is still there between them and this relationship, them and this connection with this person, the soulmate. And it could indicate as well too that this individual, the 5 of cups, this could indicate too that this person hasn't gotten over the last relationship that they were in. And so they're, the way they see this relationship is kind of like, it's almost like it's hard to kind of get over the last, or to move on from the last. They see this relationship as having to heal the old and embrace the new. Now, at the same time, if this is a pre-existing relationship already, with you and your soulmate, this could be that this person is still looking at the things that may not have gone right, that may be missing in the relationship, something that may have, some sort of opportunity that may have been missed. But the connection is still there, and I think they are aware of that in the back of their mind. They know that they're still in a relationship, but because of the loss, I think they feel like it's just so detrimental. Now, how they present themselves is the Hierophant. They show and present themselves as though they are committed to you and committed to the relationship. I think they're also changing a lot of their own belief systems, their own stances on things. Stepping outside the status quo a lot of the ways, and just doing their own thing. The Hierophant could be, I feel like it's conforming too. But here's the awesome part. The High Priestess and the Hierophant, they're a couple, actually. They're actually married couples. So when I see these two in a relationship, that talks about a divine connection. So your connection definitely shows of not divine purpose, but of divine energy, a divine vibration. There's some strong connection between you and this individual. And I think this person does they are committed to you. They are yours and you are theirs. I don't think this person thinks otherwise. I think this person just has a hard time, moving forward regarding everything that they have gone through. Obviously, what brought you two together was a loss, or was something that you had to, learn to forgive and to move on from, right? To completely, accept what has happened, and to accept as well that you are the creator of your future. So somebody may be looking at the past and thinking, wow, that's really devastating, and still in that space, but they are committed to you regardless. Now, you are committed too, I feel like, but the Nine of Wands is a special kind of committed. It's defensive, obviously, because of everything that you've gone through regarding, healing and making space. You had to kind of leave something old behind and embrace a new. And so I feel like with this Nine of Wands energy, yeah, you're not giving up, but your guard is very much up. You're very defensive here if this is you, Scorpio. And it's only because of everything that you had to release, everything that you've gone through. So it's not an easy energy. Like I said, death energy is not easy. Scorpionic energy is never easy. And it's because of Pluto. Like, Pluto is super, super intense, and that makes everything around Pluto extremely intense, right? And it's a literally purification process. You go through, it goes through a death process where it dies and it resurrects and it becomes something brand new. So I feel like this is for you guys. You guys are exhausted. You guys are tired, but you guys are not done fighting the good fight. You guys are still in this to win this. So I do feel like part of you guys are showing, the Nine of Wands and the Page of Wands, like, in this manner because of the Four of Wands and with the Four of Swords. And what the Four of Swords is telling me regarded as to why you're showing up as these things here is that you guys, you took that time to heal. You took that time to really reflect on your decision to stay in this. I feel like there may have been a pause or a time of waiting. And the Four of Swords is indicating here that, yeah, that was beneficial for the both of you guys. That was really helpful for you, especially because, to really help you figure out whether or not this is something that you really wanted to continue to pursue or not. And I think the fun approach to this situation will help lighten a lot of the load, or take a lot of that pressure off of you, so that you can start to rest, right? So you can really start to rest and start to heal. And I don't know if the healing process really started to kick in since you're showing up as the Nine of Wands, but what I do feel like is that there was a period of time where you had maybe some space to really reflect on your decisions, reflect on how you feel, especially in regards to how this relationship was going. Now, the person on this end, the reason why they're committed and the reason why they kind of look at the past or look at the relationship as though there is a piece of it's missing, but they're still connected, they're still aware of that connection, is because they know that, even though this was gone, even though what piece of this relationship is now missing or no longer existing, they know that there's a new beginning that's surfacing. There's a new beginning that's going to grow between you and this individual. Now, you have the Five of Wands that's showing here that there's a conflict. The challenge is conflicts and working together and, figuring out who you guys are despite your disagreements and despite the conflicts or the turmoil that you guys face internally within yourselves as well as with each other. And the best way to really handle that is to be in the present, right? Like the card is indicating here, trust your intuition. There's no right or wrong way to do anything, but how you guys are as individuals and being true to yourselves as individuals will help you guys to understand each other's dynamics, each other's stances, each other's truths. Because you guys have such a strong connection, like the High Priestess, the Hierophant is indicating to me right now, I feel like even though it's tough and it's intense, that the more you guys really work at fixing and solving problems together, the more and more stable you guys will be, and the better it will turn out. Right now, the Five of Wands is showing literally that there is a challenge dealing with turmoil, dealing with conflict, or disagreements, or things where you guys may have differences of opinion or differences of action, or maybe some things that you guys may do differently in regards to what you guys do physically or do period regarding any situation. Or ideas or whatever makes you guys happy. And I feel like the way that you guys should go about it is by being in the present at every moment, but being in the moment every step of the way. And I don't know if this person's seeing this as fun. I think this maybe is a change of pace, which can be exciting, but I think that ultimately this is definitely getting those passionate energies up. It's getting that fire going again. Especially if it's been dormant for some time and you guys been going through some really thick, tense energy. So intensity on top of intensity is like, woof. But I feel like that overcoming that challenge is going to make your relationship so much stronger. But it's going to require you guys both to pay attention and to recognize each other's individualities through this kind of conflict, if that makes sense. So let's go ahead and take a look at your Wisdom of the Oracle card. See what you guys got to wrap up the rest of this reading here. Round and round. That's the card that Libra got. All right, y'all getting some duplicate readings here, or duplicate cards. It's interesting. Everybody's kind of going through the same thing. And for a lot of you guys, it feels like you guys have been through this rodeo before. Like you've had this sort of conflict, this sort of situation where you may be dealing with someone that may have differences of opinion, or maybe, you know, feeling like there's something that could be better in the relationship. And you're kind of going through that intense period of change and transformation because this, somebody may be trying to change themselves too. But Round and Round talks about a period of time where things happen over and over again, and the purpose for them happening over and over again is because there is a lesson that needs to be integrated. There's some sort of spiritual growth message for you and the other person to obtain and to grasp. So I feel like with the Round and Round card, there is this. I think the message is focusing on the present more so than anything, because the focus is about being present. You have a lot of cards that ask you to be in the moment. The Page of Wands doesn't look any farther than where he's standing. Yes, he's in an adventure, he's in his mind, but the thing is that he's not going out and he's not, dreaming up a whole lifetime of things. He's in the moment as he's, living his little life. And I think that's the thing, right? Being in the moment with your situation. There's no right or wrong way to handle it. There's no, way to kind of avoid a certain conflict, because ultimately everything's happening for a reason. Everything's happening to integrate some sort of, like I said, a lesson. So it is not because you're doing something bad, or if this is intense and it sucks, then it's not because you deserve it and you've been bad or something like that. Because a lot of good things happen to bad people all the time. Well, a lot of bad things happen to good people too, right? Oh my gosh, hopefully I didn't. Okay. A lot of bad things happen to good people, but it's not because they deserve it. It's because there's something that they can get from this lesson that will benefit them and shoot them so much higher than they already are. Right? And I've known people that are just really amazing people, and they have some really shitty shit happen to them, and it's like, why? And it's not because they deserve it, because they're bad people, or they're not doing something right. It's because they're such good people that they need those lessons that will help them propel them to further. So don't think of this situation, if this is like a really, really bad situation, don't think of this like, oh, this is happening to me because I deserve it. This is happening to me because I don't get the lesson. No, you're doing everything the way you're supposed to. How you're understanding it is the way you're supposed to understand it. It's just that if it happens over and over again, there's another piece to it, there's another segment to it, or there's another part of it that is wanting you to grasp, so you can utilize it to the best of your ability moving forward. Death is about moving on from past disappointments and embracing the awareness of you being able to grow as a person, to be whoever you want to be, to have whatever you want to have, to love and to be free, and not to be bound by things that happened in the past that you can't get over. And I think this is a lot of with this person here. They're looking at this situation like, I have been disappointed and shut down and hurt so many times, but this relationship is different. That's what the turmoil is. I feel like being in the present, not seeing the situation from the past perspective, see it from the now perspective, from the who you are perspective, from the person that was shaped by all that. Not by a prescribed view by pain, but because you know what you've needed to get from this experience, so you can have the happiness that you can have.